Today, I want to take you on a journey into a mindset that has reshaped industries, challenged the impossible, and dared humanity to imagine a different future. The mindset of Elon Musk. Now, this is not about fame. This is not about controversy. And it's certainly not about idolizing any one human being. This is about learning from a pattern, an approach to life, that has proven, again and again, that limitations are often illusions. Elon Musk's story is not the story of a superhuman. It is the story of someone who chose to think beyond limits. Let's explore how that mindset works, and how you can weave parts of it into your own life. 1. The power of asking, why not? Most people stop at the question, why? Elon Musk is famous for asking, why not? It's a small shift in words, but a monumental shift in thinking. When he looked at the auto industry, he didn't ask, why aren't electric cars successful? He asked, why not make them successful? When he saw the cost of space travel, he didn't ask, why are rockets so expensive? He asked, why not build reusable ones? The world is filled with people who cling to what is, but progress is always led by those who challenge what could be. The truth is this: every great leap in human history started with someone refusing to accept limits at face value. So ask yourself, where in your life have you accepted limits without questioning them? Where have you believed something was impossible only because no one around you attempted it? Why not? Is the spark that ignites possibility. 2. First principles thinking, the mindset of builders. Elon Musk often talks about first principles thinking, the practice of breaking things down to their most fundamental truths and then building back from there. Most people think through analogy. They say, this is how it's always been done. But thinking through analogy binds you to the past. Musk's approach is different. Strip away assumptions. Forget tradition. Ignore the voices saying, that's just how things are. Reduce the problem to the physics, the math, the raw cause and effect. Then rebuild something new. It's the mindset of an engineer, but also the mindset of a creator, an innovator, an entrepreneur, an artist, a visionary. Imagine if you applied first principles thinking to your own life. Not, I can't lose weight because I never have before, but, what are the basic variables that create change in a body? Not, I can't start a business because no one in my family has, but, what does a business fundamentally require to begin? Not, I can't follow my passion because it's too late, but, what actually stops me from taking the first step today? Most obstacles dissolve when you examine them through first principles. Most limitations shrink when you question the assumptions beneath them. The world may tell you to be realistic. But realism is often just another word for fear wearing a professional mask. 3. Embracing the risk of being ridiculed. Let's address something uncomfortable. If you want to think beyond limits, you must be willing to be misunderstood, doubted, even laughed at. When Elon Musk said he wanted to create electric cars, traditional automakers laughed. When he said rockets should be reusable, aerospace experts laughed. When he talked about colonizing Mars, the entire world laughed. But here's the difference: he didn't need their approval. You will never achieve anything remarkable if you need the world to applaud before you take your first step. Ridicule is often the first sign that you're on a path no one else has walked. Mockery is the tax innovators pay to the masses. Ask yourself, how much of your potential have you sacrificed to avoid being judged? How many ideas died inside you because you feared someone might not understand? If your dreams make everyone around you comfortable, they are not dreams, they are maintenance plans for the life you already have. 4. Obsession, the engine of mastery. There's a word often used to describe Musk, obsessed. But obsession is not a flaw when directed at a purpose. Obsession is fuel, raw, powerful, transformative. Steve Jobs was obsessed. Da Vinci was obsessed. Einstein was obsessed. Every person who stretched the human story forward had a mind that refused to shut off, a heart that refused to settle, a soul that refused to shrink. The world may tell you that obsession is unhealthy. But the truth is this: mediocrity fears obsession because mediocrity cannot understand it. You don't need to be obsessed with changing the world. You just need to be obsessed with changing your world. Your skills, your craft, your mission, your growth. When you are obsessed, rejection becomes noise. When you are obsessed, failure becomes feedback. When you are obsessed, time becomes irrelevant. You move differently. You think differently. You endure differently. Because those who are obsessed don't chase success, they become the kind of people success chases. 5. The courage to start before you're ready. Elon Musk didn't wait for perfect conditions. He didn't wait for permission. He didn't wait until the risks were small enough or the doubts were quiet enough. He moved while things were still messy, uncertain, and incomplete. The world is full of people who plan to start, someday. But someday is the greatest thief of human potential. You don't need readiness. You need boldness. You don't need guarantees. You need motion. You don't need to know the entire path. You just need to take the first step. The truth no one wants to admit is this. Most people procrastinate in the name of perfection. But perfection is not preparation, it is paralysis wearing a mask. Start before you're ready. Because, ready, is a horizon that always moves as you approach it. 6. Accepting pain is part of the process. There is a misconception that thinking big means avoiding pain. But the path of dreaming beyond limits is paved with frustration, loneliness, sacrifice, and countless failures. Elon Musk once said, "Starting a company is like eating glass and staring into the abyss." That's not just poetic language, it's reality. There will be days when you feel broken. Nights when you question everything. Moments when you want to walk away and never look back. But understand this. Pain is not the price of greatness, it is the process of greatness. Just as muscles grow through micro tears, resilience grows through emotional ones. Every failure strengthens the blueprint of your future success. Every setback sharpens your edge. Every disappointment teaches you something comfort never could. You cannot think beyond limits if you expect the journey to be painless. But you can endure anything if your purpose is powerful enough. 7. Working toward a future bigger than yourself. What separates Musk's mindset from simple ambition is scale. Most people think about their own comfort. Musk thinks about humanity's survival. Most people dream about personal success. Musk dreams about a multiplanetary species. This isn't about agreeing with his goals. It's about recognizing the power of having a mission larger than your own life. A mission bigger than yourself creates meaning. Meaning creates resilience. Resilience creates momentum. And momentum creates destiny. When your mission is small, problems look big. When your mission is big, problems look small. So ask yourself, what future are you working toward? What legacy do you want to leave behind? What contribution do you want your life to make to others? You don't need to want to colonize Mars. Your Mars might be your family, your business, your art, your community, your personal growth, your healing, but let it be big. Let it scare you a little. Let it stretch your imagination. Let it remind you that you are more than survival, more than routine, more than flesh occupying space on Earth. You are a creator in a universe begging to be shaped. 8. Refusing to be defined by failure. If Elon Musk is known for one thing besides innovation, it is his relationship with failure. SpaceX had 3 consecutive rocket explosions before reaching orbit. Most investors ran. Most CEOs would quit. Most teams would collapse. But Musk didn't run. He didn't quit. He didn't collapse. On the 4th attempt, when the company was on the edge of bankruptcy, the rocket finally launched successfully, forever changing space travel. The lesson is powerful. Failure is not an identity, it is data. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is the path to success. Every time you fail, you're not going backward, you're adding information to your next attempt. You cannot be extraordinary if you treat failure as a verdict. You become extraordinary when you treat it as a teacher. 9. Believing in possibility even when others don't. Perhaps the most defining element of thinking beyond limits is belief. Not blind belief, not delusion, but an unshakable conviction that possibilities exist even when you cannot see them. This is the mindset of every visionary throughout history. The Wright brothers believed humans could fly when the world said no. Marie Curie believed science could save lives when society said women didn't belong in laboratories. Nelson Mandela believed in freedom when walls and prison cells said otherwise. Elon Musk believes in futures that most can't even imagine. And whether you agree or disagree with his vision, the lesson is undeniable. The world is changed by people who believe in possibilities no one else can see. Your life will follow the limits of your belief. Expand your belief, and you expand your world. 10. Becoming the kind of person who thinks beyond limits. So what does it actually take to think beyond limits in your own life? It takes courage to question assumptions. It takes resilience to endure setbacks. It takes imagination to dream bigger than your circumstances. It takes discipline to turn dreams into action. It takes perseverance to push through doubt and judgment. And most importantly, it takes a commitment to never stop asking, how can things be better? You don't need Elon Musk's money, his intelligence, or his resources. But if you adopt even a fraction of his mindset, to question, to imagine, to build, to persist, your life can transform in ways you never thought possible. Closing, the invitation to think beyond limits. If you are listening to this, you are capable of more than the world has ever seen from you. There is a version of you, braver, bolder, more creative, more relentless, waiting behind the walls of your old beliefs. Thinking beyond limits is not about doing the impossible. It's about refusing to accept the unnecessary. It's about breaking the chains of, I can't, and, I'm not ready, and, maybe someday. It's about waking up every morning and choosing to believe that your life can be bigger, richer, more meaningful, and more impactful than the sum of your past. So, think boldly. Dream fearlessly, question relentlessly, build courageously, persist stubbornly, create unapologetically. The world may not understand you at first. It may doubt you, resist you, or laugh at you. But remember, every person who has ever changed the world began as someone who dared to think beyond the boundaries others accepted. You are capable of that kind of thinking. You are capable of that kind of effort. You are capable of that kind of life. And maybe, just maybe, your own bold, unreasonable dream might be the spark that inspires the next generation to think beyond their limits too. Thank you.